There was the rate study, didn't we? For the water usage.
I did a preliminary one for this year's budget.
Yeah, we don't have
included
the actual.
any of the budgets for this budget yet.
I think I got the window in last night right around.
You didn't break it. That's the scary part. Always thinking,
Yeah.
oh, don't break it, don't break it.
Got my biggest window when I got my place was cracked when I got it home. About 1 hour, I'm like, yeah, you told me to broke the window. They're like, the one of our stock ones, so I'm like, yep, let's bring it back in, we'll do it after one. I would say lifetime warranty on it.
There you go.
No, I think it's $100 for that.
Everybody ready?
I'm recording.
I will call the public hearing to order. First request, if everyone speaks up, or if you have something to say, come up to the front, be closer to the mic. That would be our biggest issue.
We do have Hagen on Zoom, and then Christian Schaefer from our also online.
Oh,
Okay.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
you're a little quiet in the council room, but I can hear you.
Great.
Right. I've got my volume cranked all the way up, so it's pretty quiet in the council chambers. Yep.
So we'll move on to the first thing, capital improvement plan in connection with the new public works building.
So I'm gonna turn it over to Todd. Todd, do you want to start?
Sure. So we had talked about this idea a few months ago about how to finance the public works, public safety building. Went through lots of scenarios, came up with a combination capital improvement plan bonding, and then some revenue bonding, sort of a mixture of the two in order to stay within the city's limitations on debt financing. So we also, the idea here also is to, at some point, if you want to proceed after the public hearing to finance the project, we're looking more towards USDA rural development financing, more of a 40-year type of structure, a little bit more affordable for the city of Blackduck, less tax impact, dovetails nicely with bonds dropping off in a few years as well to lessen the tax impact. So really tonight though, what we're doing here is going through trying to kind of chisel away at one state law bonding option here. And we're not issuing bonds tonight. And as a matter of fact, we're not even close to doing that. We just need to hold this public hearing on the capital improvement plan, kind of get some input from residents and council members, close the hearing and then issue or consider approval of a resolution, just giving us preliminary authority up to a maximum amount of bonds under this particular statute. The revenue bond statute doesn't need to go through this process. So this is one part in order to get these two together to issue eventually maybe some general obligation bonds for the project. So really we've got an approximate amount of the project at 1.5 million. We're going to keep the architect engineers close to that as possible. The CIP or capital bonding would be 1,085,000 of that, and then 465,000 of utility revenue bonds. And again, this is to keep the tax impact down. We're going to move some of the bond payments over to the sewer and water area, and that will be payable from the enterprise fund, because the utility enterprise system would share this building. We think 30% of it or so would be an exclusive use of this project by the sewer water utility. So really, that's kind of where we're at right now. There was a capital improvement plan, and it's really just for this project. It's called a 5-year plan, but it's really just isolated to this particular project. It's been on file since the publication of the public hearing notice. So anybody could come into City Hall and ask Christina to take a look at it if they wanted to. So it's been available for public inspection during that publication period. So really the strategy has been to, if the council wants to proceed eventually with the financing of the project, again, we're not even there yet, that this is a good tool to keep the tax impact for the city of Blackduck residents as low as possible. So really we prepared the plan. We're at the public hearing stage right now. And then as far as preliminary approvals, after, discussion here tonight at the public hearing, we'd need at least a 3/5 vote of, the city council membership. So it's got to be approved by sort of an action like that if you folks want to proceed. And again, it doesn't tie you to issue any bonds at this point. It just gives us kind of that extra, head start in moving forward with the design of the building itself and getting those folks maybe moving forward into that bidding process. And again, you're not tied to issue bonds at this point, but we do need, authority for you to issue at some point in the future. And that's where we're at right now. So I'm here for questions. If anybody has any questions for me.
Max, what I would encourage you to do is call for questions 3 times. And if anyone's got a question, like Max has stated, just to approach the table so that we get a clear statement onto the microphone. So if Todd or Christian have to answer, they can also hear them. That way I can take their notes too.
Well, at this time, then I guess we'll take questions from the public. Anybody, questions from the public? Third time, any questions?
Jennifer, do you have any questions? I don't. Really? I expected her to have a question. I expected Jennifer to have a question.
Isn't the plans already kind of?
Rudy, could you come up closer? I'm sorry. Because it won't pick you up that far back.
Oh, so Rudy Batch, aren't the plans already kind of drawn up for the building already? Isn't that already started?
No, we're still in the process in order to issue bonds.
Okay. No, nothing official.
No.
Yeah. Council?
Not a question, one here.
No, that's not already been asked and answered.
When through all the process, when's the soonest, like, if groundbreaking can start, I guess, is if everything goes through.
I'm gonna defer that to Todd.
Sure.
Did you hear?
Yep. I'm picking up a little bit of that question. Thanks. So yeah, we're gonna, we're working with your engineer folks too to help us with the application to USDA Rural Development and Christina, and then I'll help with that. And that's the process is really an application to get it on their docket. I think they can move pretty fast with that. Everybody's hungry to make some loans right now. Things have slowed down a little bit, I think, in the general realm of things here as far as new projects. So, we'll start that out. And really what happens is we have to issue a temporary or an interim construction bond first ahead of their USDA loan. That's going to be a 40-year loan, but we need to do like, it's like when you construct or build a new home or whatever, and you take out a little temporary loan first, maybe to, until you know really what the final costs are. So our company would go ahead and sell a bond like that out in the marketplace first. And then as soon as construction substantially complete enough for USDA, then we convert that bond over to the long-term bond. And I really, I think we could move pretty quick. And it really just, we just want to make sure that, your building project is the way you want it. And, we're really looking at just the 1.5 million, I think, for that. So we want to kind of try to operate in that box, I believe, in order to keep the financing again to a minimum tax impact. And so we really, want to just hold the designers to that as much as possible. So we do have a budget, and it's because really we just don't want to have this spill over to the taxpayers, any more than how we have it planned right now. So yeah, it can move pretty fast. I mean, we the temporary financing, we just did one up north. It was a 2-year temporary bond, and it was like at 0.25% too. So money's pretty cheap out there in the marketplace for the short-term stuff. And then I think USDA is looking at, they put an interest rate, set one every quarter. It was like 2.95-ish, something like that the last time maybe we looked. So, I mean, that's a real nice interest rate too. So yeah, I hope the stars align and we can kind of move forward, maybe sometime sooner rather than later. But we do need to wait until after October 14th to when this process is done. So we can't issue any sooner than October 14th, which is, right around the corner. But so I don't know if you wanted to get it in earlier in the year, at the end of the year, or, we could start it out in spring too. But, this is kind of the longest hurdle, so to speak, as far as state law authority to gain state law authority for the loan. And then really it's just applications after that. And, like a 2-month process to get those temporary bonds issued.
So Todd, I guess then more realistically, then we were looking at more of a spring setup.
Spring bidding.
Yep, that's fine. Yep. And the bidding over the winter is probably the way to go anyway, right? For the construction.
May, right? Somewhere
Yep,
there.
that would all work for us. Yeah, that's fine. We'll just be working with you guys, and anytime you need to trigger any of this, let us know. But in the meantime, we are going to get this on the USDA's docket for sure. So.
Does that help, Rudy?
Yep.
So then I guess we need to approve a resolution.
You need to close. Did you ask me last time? Ask one more time.
Are there
That's
any
what we
questions
cover
from the
everybody.
public?
Ask one more time. Okay. Sure, why not? Maybe, yeah, maybe take it out though. It comes out clearly too,
All right.
Jennifer.
Okay, so my question is, do we have any idea at this point what the tax impact will be?
Did you catch her question?
Could you repeat that? It's kind of soft. I couldn't hear it.
Jennifer Parker asked what the tax impact would be.
Yep, it close to zero. It's going to be, we have a bond dropping off when the USDA bond kicks in, maybe in 2023. We've got $48,000 a year on a tax levy that we're estimating. We've got 34,000 of that is already being applied to bonds that will be maturing at that time. So we probably got $14,000 and some change per year for the tax impact for Blackduck. So it'll be very, very minimal, maybe 1% or something, if that. And then the temporary bond is going to be paid off through, through available city funds for those couple years or a year, whatever, however long it takes to build it. And then, because we don't want to stack bonds on top of bonds. So that's kind of the strategy we're going to use. So very minimal tax impact for Blackduck, and we're talking 2023 or something. So it's a ways off yet.
Thank you.
Yep.
So I guess we can close the public commentary.
Call again until no one asks a question.
One more time. Anybody got any questions? You're the only member of the public.
So next, what you would need to do is close the public hearing, and then we can move forward to passing the resolution if the board chooses. So you need a motion and a second to close the public hearing.
Motion to close the public hearing?
Correct.
Second.
Discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Seeing none, passes.
Now you have action to take on resolution 2020-28.
So we just need a resolution for that one then?
Yes, Jason.
A motion to approve the resolution 2020-28. Preliminary approval for the CIP bond not to exceed $1.1 million.
Second.
Any discussion on that?
I have a question. If I can. Is 1 point, not to exceed 1.1 a good number? Wasn't it talking that not to exceed 1.5?
The additional portion of it includes the liquor store,
Comes out of the,
but the public hearing only needs to be held because of the public side, the general fund money. The enterprise fund takes care of itself, so the full bonding will be to cover all entities, Rudy,
Okay.
but only the resolution needs to cover the public portion.
no discussion?
Discussion.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Hearing none, passes.
Any
Okay,
other
thank you
action?
very much. Yep. Yep, thank you.
So you just need to adjourn your meeting.
So is there anything you need from me? Hi, everybody. Good to see you.
Is allowed
Need a motion
To adjourn?
to adjourn, Max.
Second motion.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. We are adjourned.
All right. Good to see everyone again. Take care.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yep, see you later.
Bye.